¿Listo?
Listo.
Let's get it, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
Qué bonito lo bonito estar en el estudio, ¿no?
See, it's good to be back finally.
It's great to be back. Welcome back to Gol Sided, folks, episode 62. My name is Omar. I'm here with Cesar, your guys' co-host.
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Yeah, this last episode we had some technical difficulties where our mixing board completely shot the bed.
Yeah, it was gone. We tried fixing it for like an hour.
It had a little bit of life. If you mess around with it, it would kind of turn on and then it would go away. I damn near almost started crying thinking that I had to buy a whole other one. I got this one used because we on that budget.
Yeah, bootstrapping it.
So the charger cable, the AC adapter, a new one fixed it, which is great.
Yeah, after we looked at all the forums on the internet, all the Reddit posts.
Nobody said try a new charger.
Nobody said don't even mess with the charger.
People were like, I sent it in and they gave me a free one, or I had to buy a new one. And I was like, God damn, bro, what do you think we got that money?
Like,
okay,
bro, it's gonna take like a week and we need it ASAP.
And we got content to put out. So what we did was if you guys didn't listen to the last episode, we did a remote episode.
Yep.
The quality's not as great, definitely. It wasn't as top level as this, so I hope your guys' ears are enjoying us being back here with this. I hope my voice sounds nice and silky smooth.
It does.
It does? Okay. Que bueno. But yeah, it's good to be back. We're back at the studio. Yeah, and we'll get right to episode 62. We have a lot of top news, a lot of stuff going on in the world of women's soccer with the World Cup, a lot of transfers, a lot of rumors coming out of Paris with what's going on with Luis Enrique and his squad there. Like I said, everything going on with the World Cup, going on to the quarterfinals. We had the Community Shield we'll talk about a little bit in England. We have the League's Cup, which is completely turned on right now. We're going into quarterfinals now?
Quarterfinals, yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff. The championship started now, along with the Carabao Cup. And we'll bring it on home with what we're excited about.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. In top news, the very top thing that's been all over social medias was Lauren James from the English national team, famously Reece James's sister, stomping on that Nigerian player's hindquarters, backside, lower back. But yeah, stomping on it, getting a red card, and now at risk to play any games for the rest of the World Cup. Even if they make it to the final, there's rumors that she can get a max of 3 games, a minimum of 1 if they appeal or do something. 1 game I think is too many for her to lose, not too many for the punishment. I think she should get 1 to 3 games depending on what people think. But they can't lose her for a game or 2 or 3. I don't get why the hell she did that.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate that she did that, and she stepped on Michelle Alozie. She's a California native, but plays for the national team of Nigeria.
Let's go.
And she's become a meme overnight almost with her facial expressions when she was getting stepped on by the English player. But yeah, in terms of on the field, it just sucks that Lauren James might be out for 3 games. That's pretty much going to be the rest of the tournament, right? And she's an important piece to this team. She's been scoring this tournament. She's been assisting. And she lost her mind for a split second, and now she has to face up the consequences. Thankfully, her team did, get over Nigeria. And there's still, plenty of players to substitute her, but it's just a tough.
I mean, we've been calling her out. We didn't call her out as a player to watch, but we called her out a couple episodes ago about she definitely is someone to watch now, right? She
definitely
was the engine behind the team. Seemed to be a lot of the creativity, a lot of the firepower. They ended up passing on penalties, right?
Yeah.
So it was a very tight one, and now you got to move on without her and figure out a way to create some offensive opportunities, right? And they have a Colombian squad coming, Las Cafeteras.
Yeah, and Colombia has been, I think, one of the surprises this tournament.
Huge surprise.
For sure.
We'll go over that a little bit more maybe in the scores, but they have tough tasks coming up. A lot of top teams are still in it, so they have by no means an easy path to bring it back home. We'll see. We'll see if they can pull it off with or without her. We'll get more updates on the harshness of the punishment. The other top news that I want to talk about is that our homies over at MLS Buzz, shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Yes, go.
They released some numbers on the top selling leagues outside of Europe over the last 3 transfer windows. So I think that sounds like they summed it all up.
Yeah.
But outside of Europe, we got the Argentinian league at the very top, 345 million. I don't think that's a surprise.
No surprise whatsoever.
By any means. They probably do that. That's like 115 per year, which the Serie A second, 323. MLS, a surprise third, right? I think that's the reason why they posted it.
Yeah.
182 million, and that puts them in 12th, and 12th in the world, including European leagues. Liga MX in 4th with 79 million, which is a chunk lower. Way less than half.
Yeah.
No manches.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I feel like in the Discord we've been pretty adamant about just sending every transfer that goes from the MLS to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And it, the numbers are backing this league up now. It's like it's no longer Liga MX exporting players if they ever really exported that many. So now MLS just pumping out from 17, 16-year-olds from the USL. Everywhere. They're just, even from South America, they're coming here under 22, under 21 players, and they just make the jump over from here. So it's crazy and very well deserved for the MLS to be sitting 3rd overall outside of Europe and 12th in the world.
Yeah, I would want to see what the USL specific numbers are on this, because it might even be fighting against Liga MX. 79 million for a top league like Liga MX is not great, and at the prices that they set a lot of the players, that can't be more than 10.
No,
which is crazy.
Not 79. I think
Cesar Monterrey went for a little bit less than 10. Linus was like 15.
14,
yeah,
right.
So that's just a couple of...
So just a handful. The one that did surprise me in here is the 5th,
Uruguay.
Which is Primera División de Uruguay. I feel like there's just so many Uruguayans abroad that I thought the number would have been bigger than that, at least closer to Liga MX.
A lot of these Uruguayan players that you see in Europe, I think they go in really youth stages. They go for development academies and stuff. Because like Real Madrid has Alvaro Rodriguez from who's Uruguayan, the backup that scored in Champions League last season off the bench, I think. And he to my understanding was from the academy, right? And then even Federico Valverde, to my understanding, when he was at Peñarol, they didn't break the bank to get him, right? And then if we're talking exporting Uruguayan players, I think one of the biggest leagues that buys them is probably Liga MX.
Yeah.
And they get them for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they pay more than like a couple million.
I see what you're saying. I see that they might send out a lot, but for smaller quantities.
Yeah,
right?
I think they send them out in the youth ranks and they get a little bit of money. I think they send Peñarol and all these teams send out their best players to MLS, to Liga MX, and those things, like the Brian Rodriguez's, like all these dudes that go out to those teams. Facundo Torres went to Orlando. But I don't think that they break the bank with those, like if they sent their best players straight to Europe. But we are seeing that they're the top in these leagues, right? In the MLS, the top players are Uruguayan, and then Liga MX, the top players Cabecita and his day, like they're all from Uruguay. It's just that next step, and if Uruguay can like directly export them, I think they would make more money.
And a little extra note says here, 10 years ago, MLS was 13th, 53rd in the world. They've jumped up quite a few number of.
Yeah, they're serious about that league, man.
Yeah.
They're definitely cringy, but they're pumping things out, and they're well structured for the long haul.
Yeah.
So more to come from there. All right, let's move on to some transfers and some drama that's going on. As I mentioned in PSG, Mbappe has some drama. He's rumored to go to the MLS. Yeah, right. Neymar has some drama, also rumored to the MLS. Neymar, I mean, Mbappe has like publicly for a while now said that he wants to leave,
Yeah.
but it doesn't sound like he will anymore. I don't know why the rumors are coming up, but then Neymar just this week said that he wants to leave this summer, like right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that locker room is just like tearing down. I don't know what the hell they're doing out there. Mbappe, we've known, I feel like, for like 2 years now that he wants to leave. And Neymar now coming out and saying it. It's just, they're losing everybody.
Yeah.
They lost Messi.
But now they have Luis Enrique.
Yeah, but Luis Enrique just came out saying that he doesn't even want to be there anymore.
I know. He said he wanted to leave. Yeah, their ownership needs to really pump some money Luis Enrique's way to chill him out. But I think what would probably help is get rid of Mbappe and Neymar while they can, because they're going to go on a free very soon, and flip it and get some young, good talent for Luis Enrique, which we know Luis Enrique can instill his style of play in anywhere, right?
Yeah. We've seen it at Barcelona. We've seen it at Spain. They just need to believe in younger players.
Yeah.
And have a system long term. I feel like every time PSG want to buy somebody, they buy someone at a premium and then expect them to perform. And sometimes teams don't work that way.
Yeah. You can definitely get some budget moves or like realistic money moves for some players and create a really good squad for Luis Enrique, right? And then let him do the rest.
Yeah.
And it's sounding like the ownership is just not able to swallow their pride. And they're just going to, what they're going to swallow is a huge freaking paycheck that these players are going to cash. And they're going to leave for free next year.
Yeah. And Neymar was rumored to go to Barcelona as well. And out of Barcelona's camp, it came out that Xavi doesn't even want him there.
Jesus. And then that video came out where Xavi pushed him.
Yeah, where Xavi's pushing him out of the way. And it just goes to show that, you know, the difference in Barcelona is that Xavi knows that he has to build a team.
Yeah.
And Neymar does not fit that team that he wants to build. So why even bring him? That's the difference between coaches or ownerships, right? So that's what PSG need to do. They need to get rid of those two and start building a squad.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of takes on people on social media being like, dude, like just figure it out and keep them there, have a stacked squad, try to fight for Champions League, right? But the players don't want to be there.
Yeah.
They don't want to be there. They want more money. They don't care about the money you give them there because they're unhappy. They're injured a lot, like Neymar is, right? Like, so just get what you can from them, move on. That's why you got Luis Enrique.
Yeah.
To create something different, right? Like I think that ownership is just, I don't know, wishful thinking that they're going to turn around and want to stay.
I just feel like they got money and they feel like they're on top of the world and they just don't care. They just want it their way, o si no nada.
But yeah, but people that have that money will start caring when that money starts bleeding. And next summer, they're leaving for free.
There we go.
Imagine Mbappe going to, dude, Florentino Perez is freaking licking his chops right now. Vámonos, cabrón. Quédate. I don't care.
Smelling that.
Yeah, he's like,
I know he's coming next year on a free. What else do I want? Just chill. And to be fair to him, he's made some pretty good signings this summer.
Florentino Perez? Yeah. Real Madrid's set. Outside of that, we got some other transfers today. Matt Turner to Nottingham Forest was confirmed. And then who do they play first? Arsenal. It always happens, dog. You always got to play your ex team like
La Ley de los Sexes.
That's what it is, dog. This podcast, we follow that Ley de los Exes, and we'll see if he doesn't get like a clean sheet or something. I doubt it. Let's go, Arsenal.
It helped my fantasy.
In other news, we got Lucas Paqueta is rumored to Manchester City. They offered $70 million, and that got declined when West Ham paid $40 million for him from Lyon.
Lucas Paqueta, that would have been a steal if they would have flipped it like that.
I think it's good business to flip it because last year he was considered underwhelming with West Ham. They were bottom of the table, fighting for relegation until like the last 3 weeks. They probably think they can build something great with Edson coming in. They got McTominay.
Yeah, did they?
They got Harry Maguire.
They for sure got Harry Maguire.
And whatever the hell's going on, that forward situation that sucks every single year. They got Danny Ings, Michael Antonio, Gianluca Scamacca. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
They need a better forward.
Somebody needs to step up.
Yeah.
They're getting paid to be ballers in the Premier League. Step up, somebody. I think Michael Antonio will do it. That dude's a beast.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're waiting for. 70 million, almost a 30 million profit off of it. Like, take that money, dog. Let's go.
Real. They're fucking up.
But on the other side of the coin, I'm like,
yeah, and
Edson needs better teammates. Leave Paqueta right there.
And they also just won the Conference League, right? So they need depth. I feel like they don't want to just let go of Paqueta.
That's probably what it is. But like,
they're going to be in the Europa League.
But money talks.
We'll see. But again, different ownerships, right?
That's true.
PSG, West Ham.
That's true. All right, let's move it around the league, Cesar. We'll start off with the World Cup. Most famously, the U.S. women's national team is now officially out.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Did you see the game?
Midnight or 2 a.m. And yeah, I tried to stay up, and then I fell asleep at halftime, but I woke up just in time for PKs, just to be sad. But yeah, the U.S. lost to Sweden, and Sweden moves on, and our midsummer homies over there, they get to move on. The U.S., this was their best performance that they had, which was great to see, but they couldn't put one away. They had way more shots on goal, way more shots overall than the Swedish team. But at the end of the day, they couldn't put one away. They go to penalties, and then it's a coin flip there, right? And you think your odds are better because you have better quality players, more well-known players with that jerarquía. They won World Cups, and some players. Of the ones that missed were the staples. Megan Rapinoe missed one. Sophia Smith is new, yes, but she is a baller on her team. She is an amazing player. She missed one. The 3 misses were not on frame.
No, they were way off.
And the keeper went the opposite way. And I was like, dude, like, oh my gosh, like, that was so rough. I was like, dude, if you could have just seen for a split hair of a second that the keeper was going the opposite way, you don't have to go full force. You don't have to get under it. You don't have to try to go top bins, just to that side. And they could not do it.
Yeah. I did notice a lot of goalkeepers are jumping the gun early, a little bit early. So I'm just thinking, like, if you're still in the World Cup and you're paying attention to the goalies and they're in the PKs, why not learn that little sidestep to give you that extra, like, half a second to make that decision and just put it the other way?
Like a little Raul Jimenez pause, not a pause, but like a latent follow through, basically, right? Yeah. Like they take a little half second and then boom.
Yeah, because we were talking about that, and then we were also talking about how goalies at the higher level, both men and women, dive both ways. Mm-hmm. So a lot of players just drill it straight down the middle.
Yep.
And it's like,
but you don't want to be that guy or that girl, that person that goes and the keeper knows and they wait.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, también los nervios te ganan. But still, like, you just have to do that little bit of extra studying.
You got to put it in.
And just put it in, man. It can't be way off.
What did the coaches say? When the team is needing of shots on goal, or we want to get a goal, the least you need to do is get it on frame.
Yep.
Give yourself a chance. The only way you do not give yourself a chance is by putting it wide, putting it over outside of frame, right? And that was the toughest thing, is just like, from quality, amazing quality players. And it's just kind of disappointing because it's Megan Rapinoe's, that technically is her last game with the women's national team, because she announced her retirement with the national team, and that's just a rough way to go when they could have three-peated, especially if they were finally starting to do well.
Yeah, it was completely a heartbreak. They lost that last PK. The goalie saved it, then it went up, right? And then it went in by barely the ball. The whole ball barely went in across the line.
That was funky.
Saved it. It was, but those are the fine margins, you know.
That hairline technology or goal line technology showed that it actually did go through in its entirety, but barely.
Barely.
It's crazy how tight that
It
was.
was complete heartbreak going out like that.
Mm-mm. Our Colombianas are still in it, and they eliminated our Jamaicans here from CONCACAF. So that was a tough game. But yeah, Colombia is still in it. They're high flying. They're dynamic. I think they have a good chance to keep going in this, which is like nobody expected from them. They're the only team that is out of the top 20 ranking that is still left, and the only team that's even close to them is Japan, who I think is a good favorite now at 11.
Jeez.
So everyone else is top 10 except for the 11th ranked team plus Colombia at like 25. That's crazy.
Shout out to all Las Colombianas. I think they play like really dynamic, really fun football.
Yeah, they're super good. And shout out to them. Shout out to Carol G.
Hey,
We're going to go watch her on Monday here. So shout out to all the Colombianas, all the Colombian people listening in. We appreciate y'all. But wishing them the best. They have a tough task ahead against England, but
especially if they don't have.
They're missing Lauren James. That's all we need. Let's go. Vámonos. You got a Medellin jersey now.
Yeah, I got.
You got Atlético Nacional.
My sister went to Medellin, and I told her, "Yo, you got to pick me up Atlético Nacional jersey." She's like, "You know what? I'm actually even gonna go to a game." So she went to Atlético Nacional game. She bought me a jersey. So
she got that white with green.
Yeah, the white with green.
Beautiful. That's classy.
Shout out to her. And then after that, she went to Rio and got us a Botafogo shirt. So
let's go.
Shout out to my sister.
Botafogo desde la cuna. Let's go.
Cuna.
All right, moving it on. We got a couple of upsets. I think or disappointing ends to Cinderella stories. One being the Jamaican team, but the other Morocco. They got smacked by France 4-0. This was the first time any Arab nation made it to made it out of the group stages to the knockout rounds, and then they unfortunately got a very strong France, and they got eliminated.
Yeah,
4-0. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, something great that came out of that loss was one of the players was wearing the hijab, and then it was just announced today that EA Sports FC is going to implement that into the game.
That's awesome.
So all over Twitter, people were like, thanking EA Sports for that, because they finally have something that represents a lot of people.
Exactly. That's what people want. Just a little bit of representation. I think it's the center back on their team, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Benzina. I just looked her up. Yeah, she's very good. And I mean the hijab, you can see it right when they're playing, right? So it's awesome that we're able to see that in the limelight and people are supporting it. From the French side, we all have a name that we can all remember there with Hervé Renard, the coach.
For real.
Was the famous coach of the Saudi Arabia men's team at the past World Cup that beat Messi, and that famously had that speech at halftime where he told everyone, if you want to look at him, just take a picture. And then they came back and won it. But yeah, he's there, and they're moving on against Australia, so that's going to be good too.
One other thing I want us to remind ourselves is where's Messi?
Oh,
the video after that game. Yeah, that game is just memes.
We still throw that every once in a while on the Discord.
Yeah, where's Messi?
Where's Messi? Yeah, that shit's quality, man. All right, just to go over a little bit of stats. Top goal scorer still Miyazawa from the Japanese team with 5. Catching up is Jill Roord from the Netherlands with 4. So that's good. And one thing I wanted to call out for the Jamaican national team, now that they're out, their keeper, Rebecca Spencer, had a 95% save percentage.
Wow. That's amazing.
For a team that is an underdog the whole way, for a team that probably wasn't expected to even get out of the groups, to have a 95% save percentage is crazy.
That is crazy.
Let's go.
But fund your players, yeah. Fund their trips to the World Cup next World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, man. We'll pitch in too. I just didn't see it on Twitter, man, but I'm down. I'll throw in 10.
Yeah, for real. I would have thrown in some money for them.
For real. So now we got quarterfinals, and we got Spain versus Netherlands there. That's going to be a big game. Japan versus Sweden. I think Japan is the lowest ranked team now, and I still think they're the favorites. They play so well together. Australia versus France, England versus Colombia.
3:30 a.m. for the England against Colombia.
Jesus
I
Christ.
might as well go to sleep like at 7 and wake up at 3.
For real, you might as well wake up earlier. Better than
And staying up
that late. All right, let's move it on. We got the Community Shield happen over the weekend. Arsenal versus Manchester City. The first taste of Premier League coming back. And the only reason why Arsenal was there is because City won everything. And they won it 3 times in a row. So they get the backup to come in, and that's Arsenal. And what happened? Arsenal won. Let's go. That's why I got the Arsenal jersey on right now. Let's go. Speaking of jerseys, Cesar, you got that throwback Newcastle jersey. Tell us a little bit.
Throwback Newcastle. It's the red and blue striped one with the big Newcastle ale from 95-96.
Shit's raw.
So it was a big throwback. And
shit looks hella comfy.
Yeah, man, it's chill. I like it. It's my new favorite jersey.
It's like a little sweater almost, casi.
I'll go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Up the tune.
Up the tune. Have to represent.
Yeah, huevo. But yeah, Arsenal beat City over the weekend, so let's get right back to that because that shit happened. It was 1-1, and they went to penalties, and Ramsdale saved like everything. God damn.
Yeah, it was 4-1 at the end. So Ramsdale
he stopped 2.
Big. And this is why I think he should start.
De Bruyne hit one off the post.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then he did stop the Rodri penalty, which is dope. But yeah, I mean, De Bruyne came off the bench and he came in, and then I mean, the first goal, City was up pretty late in the game, and you could immediately tell the De Bruyne quality there. Jesus Christ, he gave an assist to Palmer with his head. Right, you remember the deflection came off of Arsenal. It came like rocketing to him, and he headed it back to Palmer.
Yeah,
who banged it.
It's a banger. It was a
banger of a goal
because of the assist.
This kid Cole Palmer trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
He's 21 years old, trying to make the first squad, trying to get some minutes, and I mean that's exactly how you do with a banger of a goal like that.
That's how you raise your hand and tell your coach, "Yo, I'm ready.
Let's go. Put me in whenever you want." Yeah, but I thought it was over, to be honest with you. And super late in the game. Like I said, quality, it had to be De Bruyne with the assist. On the Arsenal side, quality, who comes off the bench? Leandro Trossard. Fortunate for Arsenal fans, it was off of a deflection.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deflection too.
Yeah, and but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it had to be Trossard.
90 plus 11.
Yeah.
So like in the 101 minute.
So this was because they started implementing the new World Cup rules about saving every second they could and adding it to the end, right?
That's a shit ton though.
Thankfully for Arsenal. But yeah, it was an unlucky deflection, and Ortega went the wrong way and couldn't come back. And that led to the PKs, and yeah, Arsenal came through. Let's go. That's a big, yes, it's a random trophy, right? The Community Shield, but like it's a big confidence booster for Arsenal, I think, especially because City has been their kryptonite, right? And I think it's a big mental unblocker for them. So we'll see what happens in the season.
Yeah, I think the commentators, I was watching mostly the first half, and they mentioned that if you win this Community Shield, it's a nice like mental boost going into the season.
Yeah,
for the following week. But if you lose it, it's like, all right, the trophy really doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
So it's clean slate as soon as the season starts. So for both teams, like there's their pros and the cons. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But one fun fact that they did mention was that if you win the Community Shield, you usually don't win the league.
Like statistically speaking, Community Shield winner does not get first the next year.
Correct. So
last year City lost it, right?
Yeah.
And then we all know what happened. But
so it's just a little caveat there.
Yeah, but I think
Arsenal fans,
if you're an Arsenal fan, I think what you needed was what I mentioned, that mental relief of being able to have beaten City, right? I think that team needed to be able to look in the mirror and be like, we beat them once, so that the next time that they play, you don't come back and be like, they fucking rocked us last season, and then they took the trophy from us, and then they won every other fucking trophy, and now we have to play them.
Okay.
Right?
But now, let me play devil's advocate here. You go into that game and you say, all right, we did beat him at the Community Shield, but it was lucky. The way we won it was lucky. It was a coin
As a
toss.
player, you don't say that. No, dog, you
And
show
now-
up. I can't
And now
do it.
the expectation is for you to go
Beautiful.
out there and win.
I love it.
Okay?
Beautiful.
Now, if you play them and get destroyed because you did only just beat them
Pues
just
ni
by
modo.
fine margins, y
Yeah.
te cagan, now you're going to go for the rest of the season and be like, damn, like...
And
like
where
that
were you last
mental
year?
breakdown
Yeah,
again.
that's where they were at the end of the season. They
Bottled
Arsenal
it.
bottled it. That's why I'm
Exactly.
saying. So you show up to this Community Shield with literally a lot of Arsenal fans are not expecting them to win the league this year, right? Realistic
Really,
ones.
again?
Realistic ones. What?
You really don't think that
I think
the
a lot of Arsenal
expectation should be we should win the league?
there's a difference between expectation and belief, right?
Okay.
You expect your team to make top 4. You expect your team to fight for that championship, right? But after the thumping that City gave Arsenal last year, the comeback that City made,
Uh-huh.
as an Arsenal fan, there's no way that you, when they were up 7, 8 points, that you feel the same way right now as you did then. It's impossible
Got it.
because they lost that 8-point lead and they ended up losing the league,
Right.
right? It's literally impossible to have the same confidence. So they feel worse than that. The best thing that could happen to you, it was a fucking Mickey Mouse game. You could say whatever you want, but you play them and you beat them. That gives you the confidence that you can maybe win a game in the season, right? Versus you don't play them at all and you play them week whatever they play them, and the only thing you can remember is they smacked us last year. They took the trophy out from under us. Like that's it, right? But now you go into that game with a different mindset. Even Arteta came out after the game, and he's like, "This was a big motivational win for the team. This was a big morale booster for the team. Yes, maybe we don't get millions of dollars like if we won the Champions League or something, but this tells the team we can beat this City squad, and it's going to be better for the next time we play them." I think it's just a little bit of psychological piece to it, because if not, then you show up to that next game and you're like, fuck, dog, we've already lost them like fucking 4 times in a row, and now we're going to play them again, and maybe we're even on points or close. Like, we have no chance. But now you're just like, all right, ni modo, chingarle. And like you said, what if they get smacked? Ni modo, at least you go into the game with a different mindset than having gotten smacked and going into it again and being like, oh, fuck, we're going to get smacked again. And there were some good call-outs from the game. Like, I mean, I'm not the biggest of Declan Rice fans, but defensively, there's a couple videos where he was fucking...
like hustling back.
Hustling against Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
There's stuff to be excited about. Let's not get carried away.
Definitely.
That's the big thing.
Now, is this a good moment to ask you, do you think Arsenal can win the league, right?
Do I think they can? Yes, same as last year.
Do you have the belief? Do you believe that they can, that they will?
I think what will happen is there will be moments in the season where maybe they prioritize Champions League over the Premier League, and I think they're going to give it their all at Champions. And I think they can win it. Do I think realistically, who do I think is winning this league? City. But I think Arsenal is a very good lock for number 2 with Liverpool, and then all else follows.
So if they get out of the top 3 spots, it'll be a failure for you.
Yeah, they have to stay top 3.
Top 3.
They have to, because they were already 2. They spent $200 million. There's no way. Like, what team in the world can spend $200 million and you do
City.
worse? No, but you do worse than last year. City doesn't even spend $200 million, dog.
No, not anymore. No, pero yeah, I think it's going to be a long season, but I feel like, yes, Champions is a good to take a stab at, but I feel like Arsenal need to prioritize the league, because it's been like their como la espinita que tienen ellos, that after the bottling it last year especially, that they need to prioritize it so they can take their best shot there.
Yeah, but
so their best players need to be focused there.
Yeah, I agree. They need to be focused on league, but at the end of the day, the moment that you get out of group stages, Arsenal has a big responsibility. A big responsibility. They need to get out of group stages of champions. The moment you get out of group stage of champions, you go all in on champions, right? And it's head to heads, and it's ida y vuelta, but like it's just 2-game elimination, and they have to go hard at those, right? And that's where the big question is: who's going to play what? Is Raya going to play the big tournaments? What do they consider the bigger tournament? Is Raya going to play the bigger one? Is Ramsey going to play the bigger one? And
but which one is the bigger one, right?
But it doesn't matter at the end of the day in champions, because they always, after group stages, bring in your best squad. You drop the backup keeper and you bring the best squad, like City.
Okay, so then who's the better keeper for you?
That's what we're going to see. So we're like your point, you're saying they need to prioritize Premier League, right? We're going to see if they make group stages, they're going to full on
switch over
and prioritize there. And we'll see what they can do in Premier League from there. But it's going to be interesting to see, because this is the first season with Arsenal at that top tournament. And we'll see how it affects them in Premier League. All right. So we got some friendlies talking about English football. Barcelona versus Tottenham happened. The final, I think that was like the closing of the gates of friendlies in America.
Yeah.
And it was Barcelona versus Tottenham. And Barcelona won, 4-2?
Yeah.
There's a wonder kid, 16-year-old, that's coming out of nowhere that people are saying is the next Messi all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, he was playing in the past, I think it was like 5 or 6 games before La Liga ended. Pero yeah, he's super young. I think he's like 16. Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, he's super
young.
Yeah,
16
super
years
young,
old, born in 2007.
Very talented. God damn, 2007.
Yeah, Barcelona have been picking up a few players that are super young. I know they just picked up I think it's a Croatian who's also around that same age. And then a Brazilian who's like 18. Damn. So Barcelona, like we mentioned, different mindsets. They want to, especially after what happened with their spending, they want to build like a team of super young players.
Yeah, they have to plant the seeds and grow these kids and then sell them later to become financially stable. But yeah, even KSI made fun of Tottenham by saying, I don't know, he tweeted something about like, oh, look what's going on with shit over here.
Yeah, it was like even Prime Barcelona takes care of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Because Prime now sponsors Barcelona también. They sponsor Arsenal and they sponsor Barcelona.
Not like a jersey, right? They're like,
well, no, but they're their primary like beverage.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're their primary podcast, so it's good.
Let's go.
Their favorite podcast. Just kidding. Don't get us in trouble. All right, let's move on. We got Leagues Cup, which is what's going on here. We got a whole bunch of stuff that happened there. We had round of 16 that happened. Now we're on to quarterfinals. And in the round of 16s, there was more drama out of the Messi camp. Dallas was up 4-2. They were up, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, then 4-4 all of a sudden when they blinked. And what happened, there was a very sketchy own goal by Dallas's outside back, Farfan.
Very sketchy.
Where he literally headed it like if he was attacking the goal and then realized that it was the wrong goal.
And then he falls to the ground like he didn't know what the hell.
He's like, oh no, what have I done? Oh no. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
I mean, it was just, it was too perfect for him not to have known what the hell was going on.
It's just so bad. And then Messi gets a free kick per usual, and he buries it. You see the video where people were like being all picky because he was moving the ball?
Yeah.
And I was like, dog, like don't be conspiracy theorists. Don't be like every soccer player, when the ref is turned, moves the ball a little bit. They try to get that little edge, and he moves it like 2 inches to get a better angle. And no matter what, he's going to bury it. Just don't foul people outside of the box if Messi's on that damn team.
Yeah, that's it. You need to pay attention to what other teams are doing and not doing. Like Cruz Azul fouled them, goal.
They should have. Everybody now has no excuse because they should have watched that Cruz Azul game and known you don't even try to foul, like don't even add pressure to players outside of the box because they will mark a foul, especially if it's Messi. Do not touch Messi outside of the box because he will fall because he knows he's going to it's a penalty kick. He's going to put it in the fucking corner. It doesn't matter.
And it was another banger, just per usual.
Per usual. And
Jordi Alba was also in this game. It was
got 2 assists.
First game, Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Messi were playing again. And he gets 2 assists. And one of them, it was like the exact replica of the one he passed to Messi in that Real Madrid goal.
That was pretty dope. The side-by-side video is pretty cool.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, Moy, this is the one that you were there in person. You must have flashbacks right now.
And then he sent the Snapchat video. The homie Moises, shout out to that boy. He threw it in the Discord. The exact moment, he took the exact video that everyone's been posting where Jordi Alba gives an assist to Messi versus Real Madrid. But no, that now Messi's on again. He's moved on to quarterfinals. They play Charlotte. Charlotte moved on by beating Houston by scoring 2 goals in 1 minute.
That was insane, bro. That's like vintage MLS when defenders make these blunders.
Yeah, so for context, Charlotte scored a goal, and then Houston played out, and they were still showing the damn replay, and the center back gets the ball, and instead of giving the damn ball just on the ground to the keeper, he sends him a bouncer to the corner, and it goes in. 2-1.
Just like that.
You were just up a minute ago, 1-0, and now you're down 2-1 because of your own goal ass.
It was so funny. It was hilarious how it happened, and it just reminded me of, MLS back in the day.
So Twitter's on fire, wondering if that Dallas own goal or if this Houston own goal was the worst one. I think it's the Dallas one because he would literally look like a lethal forward scoring on the other team, but it was a defender doing it to himself.
Yeah, both are really bad, but the FC Dallas ones makes you think what's really going on here.
What's going on? Is there a script going on? What's good? LAFC moved on after smacking Real Salt Lake. Nobody watched that game because it was at the exact same time as El Clásico Regio. But yeah, LAFC won 4-0. Fuck. Even 19-year-old Nathan Ordaz scored Salvadoreño, American Salvadoreño. Jeez. Call that man to the national team. Monterrey Tigres. Monterrey beat Tigres off of a last-minute Sergio Canales, his first start with Monterrey. He scored a penalty.
10.
What else? He's European. They naturally get the number 10.
With Nahuel dancing on, doing his things at the goal. Teeter-tottering on that line, pero nada.
It's all fun and games until you don't stop it. And then,
it's worth a try. I love to see him try. And other keepers try. Y a veces le sale, y a veces no, pero...
What I loved was Monterrey won.
Yeah.
And he was a really good sport after the game. If you saw the videos where he picked up a kid that jumped on the field, like a pitch invader kid. And then he went and said what's up to the Monterrey players and congratulated them. That's good sportsmanship.
That kid was 6-7-year-ld.
Fuck, for real. Who threw their damn kid? There's also a video of Ponchito Gonzalez shopping with Nico Ibanez.
What the heck?
Which they're opposing teams, right? They were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Nico Ibanez is Tigres. Ponchito is with Monterrey, and they're supposed to hate each other, right? It's this rivalry, but they were shopping in town together.
Jeez.
And it's cool, but it also raised a lot of questions in Mexican media of are players taking this seriously? Because that's what they say whenever they come for those tours here, preseason, whatever. They're chopping, right? They're not trying in the game. They're getting fit, but andan de chopping.
Sí, había un video donde andaba la Jun de shopping también.
Por eso falló el güey, pendejo. Let's just get right into that. América. Blunders.
No,
América played against Nashville SC, and they were down in the game off of Zimmerman header. And then Diego Valdez came in, completely changed up the game for América. They're a different team with Diego Valdez. That guy's a baller. Scores a header. Quiñones gets a penalty. I think Diego Valdez got fouled, right? Somebody got... or was it a handball?
No, it was a handball.
Yeah, there was the handball by the same guy that Valdez beat on the header.
Yeah.
Poor little white boy.
For real, it was him.
He was getting torched, man. And the Quiñones scored that, and you think it's over. So does America.
You think it's Jover?
You think it's Jover, and so did the whole damn America team. 5 of them were going up on counterattacks. Como si...
Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm annoyed about Kevin. Like, Kevin siempre va al ataque y...
That fool wants he wants to be in the limelight. He wants to, like, score. And I'm like, dog, you're an outside back. First is defense, all right? And you're winning 2-1. The game's not over. Quiñones goes up with the ball on the last play of the game, a counter. Fidalgo takes the ball away from Quiñones.
I was like, bro, ¿qué chingados están haciendo, man?
They move it over to Kevin, and he loses it, right?
Yeah, he loses
it. Kind of looked like a foul, but the ref's not going to mark that at the end of the game. And they go on a counter, goal.
Vámonos. Yeah, it was just so, like, game management. Kevin had been doing that. I've seen him throughout this League's Cup where he just goes and goes and goes. And props to him. That has like 3 lungs and can go up and down. Pero a veces son los tiempos. A veces necesitas quedarte atrás. A veces no tienes que ir. Y es lo que tiene que aprender because it led directly to the goal. 1, Fidalgo's fucking up. 2, it's Kevin Alvarez. And then 3, Mkhitaryan put a banger of a ball, right?
Mukhtar.
Ese mero. Mukhtar. Put un pinche...
That was a beautiful ball.
Balón, un gol en movimiento.
Nestor Araujo was the man marking, and he wasn't even side by side. He tried to straight up tackle the guy in the air or something.
I mean, for me, in la repetición, se miró que he hesitated to go up in the air. And then when he did, he kind of went up like trying to just...
Estorbar. There's nothing you can do.
Pero en esas tienes que ir con todo, man.
You have to be side to side with the guy, go up for the ball. Even if the guy beats you, you got to go body.
Yeah.
Right? And he got there too late and basically just put a body in after the guy had already headed. But nobody dropped. Of those 4 or 5 guys that attacked on that play and they lost the ball, nobody even tried to stop the play. And yeah, it just gave me the vibe that this America team thought it was over because it was basically almost over. The goal happened. And, dude, it goes to penalties, and it's a coin flip, dog. And then we all know what happened there. If you don't know what happened, America seemed to have won by blocking a Jack Maher penalty. Malagon blocked it, and everyone was celebrating. Jardine, the coach of America, was fucking turned. That fool was like, Pio Herrera.
It's like waving to people.
Yeah, it's like, we're on, you guys. We're on to the next round. See you there.
Yeah.
And then kids were coming on the field, getting autographs. And then the ref tells everybody, yo, your keeper stepped off the line.
They're like, psych, come back.
Everybody come back. I'm sure people took their jerseys off, their shin guards, and they had to do it again. And then America lost.
Yeah, Jonathan Dos Santos missed the PK.
That's so embarrassing.
And then they lost. Yeah, but I mean, more than that PK, America struggles in a lot of areas. Mm-hmm. For me, they have to be more lethal. Quiñones tries to do so many things that at the end he doesn't even want to take a shot because he's just so tired.
Yeah.
So they need Martin back. Fidalgo, Jonah, I forgot the other guy's name. They need to shoot from outside of the box. Sendejas was off. It's like America have the ball, but cannot be lethal with it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that they really need to work on. I know they were missing Bruno Valdez, and when he came in, he tore it up. Right? Diego Valdez. I know when they're missing Henry Martin and they're missing Cabecita, right? Pero es America. You need to be able to have these locked down.
I mean, the players that they have would be star players. The ones that are coming in for those guys that you mentioned would be star players in the MLS.
Yeah,
right.
The LAFC. What's his name?
Like Brian Rodriguez.
Yeah,
that dude's also halfway out the door. He's supposed to be at Peñarol very soon. So like, I think that's been a story of America, right? It's like they can create every opportunity they would like because of the quality of players that they have, but can they put it away? And I mean, they scored 2, which is great, but sometimes your defense doesn't shut down teams, so you got to put more than 2 away.
Yeah.
They had the momentum at the end of the game. They could have put a third one away.
And I think that's what they were going for, but a la misma vez, like,
but you can't
just
let up the
those
defense.
fine margins, man.
They were not expecting Nashville to put one away, so they half-assed a counterattack, half-assed the coverage, and they punished them.
And for me, that's the importance of a experienced center mid and of an experienced center back, right?
That's what they have.
They have Reyes and they have Cáceres. They're not leaders.
Néstor Araujo went in for 15 minutes to close the game.
Néstor Araujo, ¿cuándo ha sido capitán ese güey? Donde quiera que va.
But he's on the national team.
¿Y qué?
That's experience, he was at the World Cup.
¿Y qué? Te estoy diciendo que even at the World Cup.
And then center mid, Jonathan Dos Santos is a World Cup fucking playing center mid.
No tienen el temple, no son un Pablo El Pardo, no son un Germán Villa, no son un Sambuesa.
But that's why they got them is because you're like, dog, you've been at the world stage. Pull up. And both Jonathan Dos Santos missed the penalty. Néstor Araujo messed up on that goal.
And Layun missed the other one, right?
Jesus.
So America, I'm telling you, this is what they need. And that's in the players that they have, they don't have those type of players.
That's what I'm telling you.
And La Selección doesn't have those type of players.
But the players that they expect, because they have a history of at some point in their career doing it, are disappointing them. That's crazy. That's the biggest thing. I don't know. It's baffling, but yeah, it's over for America. They're going bye-bye to get ready for the Liga MX again. And I don't know. They were one of the big firepowers that people were like, no matter what, America will be there towards the end, and they'll put Liga MX en alto. And they're not.
Pero mucho gusto.
Pero mucho gusto. Another team that disappointed us, Toluca, disappointed Liga MX. They lost in penalties. They were down 2-0. They scored a 2-1. They scored a 2-2 after a Minnesota player got a red card. They go, I think their biggest mistake is they scored the 2-2 in the 75th. You got 15 minutes with the player up. You need to go all out and not go to penalties.
Yeah.
If the other team has 10, you can't go to penalties against them. That's an easy break. So easy break.
That was like handing it to them.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, do you want even chances now? Let's go to PKs. Let's just flip a coin. No, dude, like, score. They need to get another one. And why the hell is Thiago Volpi their top goal scorer?
Exactly.
4 goals
in 6 games.
Jesus Christ.
Like that tells you a lot, bro.
Dios mío. And then he was the first kicker for Toluca, and he scored it.
Of course.
And then Valver Huerta, Robert Morales, their 2 big signings, missed them. Sad. So now we got an all MLS side there, Nashville versus Minnesota. On the other side, the other game that nobody watched, Philadelphia versus Red Bull. I completely forgot it got postponed and rescheduled and that it actually happened. Philadelphia moved on off of PKs after tying 1-1. And now, who do they have to face?
Los poderosísimos Querétaro.
Los que somos desde la cuna. Arriba, pinche Querétaro. Desde la cuna, cabrones. Y no mamadas.
Y no chingaderas.
No, Querétaro, the little engine that could. The little Mexican engine that could beat New England in PKs.
It's like they're getting that Ronaldinho vibes. And
yeah, that is poder de Ronaldinho is being freaking channeled through all the players, and they're figuring out a way to make it happen. I look at their roster and I'm like,
who the
how
fuck are these guys?
How?
Wherever they would go in Mexico, they probably wouldn't start. Their star player is Pablo Barrera.
Pablo Barrera put up an assist. He's 36 years old. But Cesar, tell me, who is Jaime Valencia Gómez?
No, pues ha de ser un primo de un
es mi primo del rancho, güey.
No, sé.
Sí, lo conozco de mi barrio. No, 30-year-old Mexican player that I have never heard of. And he scored the goal, which is a funky goal. Pablo Barrera did a cross in. Yeah. The keeper thought he was going to somehow get it. And then this dude got a little deflection and it went in.
And that's a good goalkeeper. What's his name? Petrovic?
He's
so I don't know why he tried cheating.
He had no need to. What was that guy going to do if he would have trapped it? Like a Querétaro attacking player. That's not dangerous at all. But yeah. So they got his goal in. The homeboy Esmir from New England,
19-year-old
homegrown academy
player.
product.
and scored a banger.
Put the tying goal, put the team on his back. Then they go to penalties. And I would have put my money on Petrovic
all day
in penalties. And no, your ex-America product, Fernando Tapia.
That's the boy.
Stopped 2 penalties. Back-to-back. Nacho Gil, Carlos Gil's brother,
definitely
and Ian Hart.
Booty, by the way.
Yeah, he's not the same as his brother.
No,
hell no. It happens like that in the family. But yeah, and that kid was in the showcase last year with America, and he stopped a penalty in a shootout.
Let's go.
Fernando Tapia.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm happy for him that he's getting these performances, but I just wish we would have given him the chance. I don't know if he'll start.
America.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll start.
They got Malagon, dog.
I'm saying, but we had to go buy Malagon, right?
Yeah. So this guy, he got brought in as an emergency keeper. 1 game prior to the stoppage in Liga MX with Queretaro. He played that last game and they got smacked, but it wasn't really. I mean, you can't do that much when you're getting smacked. But as a keeper, and he's had a great tournament. So the rumors now that it's his job.
Let's go. That's what we like.
22-year-old. He's got the bald head because they do that to first years in Liga MX.
Do they really?
Yeah, you've seen Chivas players? They're all rapados when they're rookies, right? Or new to the team. I don't know.
Oh, no wonder. I forgot I saw someone who had a.
So he has a shaved head right now when he was keeping, and what last year with America, he had like a full head of hair. But yeah, kudos to this kid.
Kudos.
Best of luck with that. Hopefully you get that. Hopefully you get all your flowers, everything you deserve. But now we got Philadelphia versus Querétaro. Only 2 Mexican teams left. Monterrey, LAFC, the second one. Nashville, Minnesota. Miami, Charlotte. And Liga MX is complaining that the refs and VAR are not playing nicely.
Para eso te vienes aquí a hacer los torneos, ¿no?
Para llorar nomás. There was a official statement put out by the league saying that they were going to now start looking at things closely.
More attention.
Yeah, who are they? The Fuzon Wildcats? Look at it closely. No,
what are you guys gonna do? No, but
what does that even? Shouldn't they already be looking at it closely? What does it mean?
It just puts CONCACAF and the MLS on alert.
Yeah.
Because you're basically, you have so much power, right? In terms of fans, in terms of media, you bring in a lot of money that if you're complaining, MLS don't want that, CONCACAF don't want that. So
but I think they're basically accusing.
They are.
It's a low-key accusation and being like, hey, si no te calmas. They're basically saying like, yo, we're looking now, so you better make calls even. Yeah. Because now we're looking. And you're just like, what the
And maybe it's almost like a shot saying, yo, we want one of our teams to get to the final. Si no, hell's going to break loose on us, and then shit's not going to go for you either.
I mean, bring better quality teams than goddamn.
Ya sé, man, pero it shows face for them y así a los fans, que sea.
Just chills them out for a little bit. What I don't agree with that at all. What I do agree with is Noriega from Monterrey came out and had a statement, even after winning and now being on to the quarterfinals, one of the 2 teams left, came out and said that not really complaining about like the games or anything, like the quality or anything, but the travel time, dude.
Yeah.
His players haven't seen their families in 30 days, and he mentioned MLS teams go home to their families every day. But his team has had to fly like from game to game, like an average of like around a little less than 1,000 miles, which is crazy. Seattle to Houston. And so like they're flying from the West Coast to the South, having these games and like having 1 to 2 days of rest / practice in the new city. These things take toll on players, right? And I do agree with that. That's crazy that they're putting this type of mileage on their bodies and having to do all of this for this tournament within 30 days during a gap of your actual league.
Yeah, like you're going to go home and then continue this shit, right? And I just don't understand why we're doing this. I don't know why this wasn't thought out better. Do host cities or do something to mitigate this problem.
Yeah. I saw people saying next year do like a Dallas, Houston, like cities that are not affected by the weather,
Yeah.
basically, at this time of the year. But yeah, it's people are saying next year's got to be in Mexico para darle en sus madre a los de la MLS. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting what this develops into.
Yeah, but overall, I feel like the tournament has been great.
It's been entertaining.
It's been really entertaining, and if we can figure all of this stuff out, I feel like it could be an even better tournament.
Yeah. Let's move on to English football. We got the Carabao Cup started, so they start out with really lower division teams, right? We got Wrexham. They beat Wigan. Wrexham, fan favorite over here in the U.S. And yeah, they're still that engine that could. Let's go. Now they're in 4th division.
Puro Deadpool.
Puro pinche Deadpool.
Yeah, they're in 3rd
Puro,
division.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is what Rob McElhenney's from. But yeah, they're 4th division now, and they're still picking up steam. In 4th division with them, they have Gillingham, who beat Southampton. Recently relegated Southampton
to the championship, right? The 2nd division.
Southampton's in the 2nd division now.
A 4th division Gillingham.
And they lost 3-1. I mean, I would have thought they would have beat Gillingham because over the weekend they played Sheffield Wednesday and they won 2-1. So you're like, okay, these fools are coming back to the 1st division. And then you lose to 4th division Gillingham. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, Carabao Cup, maybe they're focusing everything on getting back to 1st division. But yeah, it sucks.
I mean, there's nothing you do now. You're out. But Jesus. All right. In the championship, I got a couple notes. I like following teams that have been promoted in these lower divisions. Ipswich.
Puro Ipswich.
Puro pinche Ipswich. They beat Sunderland in their first game in 2nd division. They were in 2nd division like 5 years ago. So they went down, back up now. So they're chilling. But yeah, they beat one of the most historic squads in England.
Yeah.
They even got a freaking Netflix documentary, goddamn, for Christ's sake.
Sunderland does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Ipswich because of Frank Yallop. He played there.
Let's go.
Ipswich, so he's a legend at the Quakes and also a legend in Monterrey Bay FC. So I'm planning on getting the shirt soon, so hopefully I can get one.
Damn. That'd be a good shout. I got to bring my Wickham Wonders shirt.
Una de Akinfewa?
Yeah. He's retired now, but yeah, he was there.
Let's go. But yeah, I'll be following them pretty closely now in the championship now that they're up there.
Let's go. Also newly promoted, Plymouth Argyle. They defeated Huddersfield Town in their first game. And I don't think they've ever been in 2nd division. Going back, I couldn't really see them.
Yeah, I don't think they have.
But Huddersfield Town was just recently in 1st division in the Premier League, like less than 10 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And Plymouth Argyle, Ipswich, these new teams coming in swinging.
Yeah, man, there's so many historic teams. Like I'm seeing Millwall. I've known them for a while. Some YouTubers in Middlesbrough. Ethan Horvath? No, Zach Steffen is there right now.
Middlesbrough, Zach Steffen, but those two teams were in the playoff and they didn't make it last year. Pendejos. Ni modo. Pues ya que.
Hay muchos de donde escoger aquí.
Hay muchos. You got to get a team, lower division English team, and just follow along. Hold on for dear life and hope they make it.
Like Sheffield Wednesday during the playoffs season.
They have a close place in our heart, you guys, because we got roasted for calling Sheffield United Sheffield and not calling them Sheffield United because people said you will confuse us if it's Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday. All right, Cesar. So let's bring it on home. What are you going to watch this weekend? Give the folks something to watch this weekend.
The Premier League is back this weekend.
Let's go. Manchester
City plays Burnley this Friday, and it's a newly promoted Burnley with Vincent Kompany at the helm. So it's going to be a really interesting game. It's going to set the tone for the whole Premier League.
Yeah. I'm excited to see if that tough Burnley squad, it's always good to see if that first place from that got promoted, if they're that good, if they can hold up against a Premier League squad. Yeah. Unfortunately, you get the three-peating Manchester City behemoth in front of you, but it would be a great story if they can get a win, if they get some points out of City.
Yeah, and Famously, Vincent Kompany was at Manchester City. He won a lot there.
That's true.
So it's going to be interesting and very fun to watch this game on Friday. So make sure you tune in.
Yeah, we got my Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. We'll see if Matt Turner for the Americans, if he starts against his prior team, even though he just got there.
And then we also got newly promoted Luton Town playing this weekend against Brighton. And famously, the Zerbi ball at Brighton. So we'll see if they can continue what they were doing last season against Luton Town.
Luton Town just got Ross Barkley as a transfer.
Oh, for real.
Crazy. I haven't heard of him forever.
It's crazy because Luton has an orange jersey. I don't think we've seen an orange jersey in the Premier League in a while.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We got Liverpool versus Chelsea happening this weekend. That's going to be a big one. Interesting to see what Chelsea can come with, and Liverpool's expected to be at the top again. So we'll see if they can come out swinging.
And just like my jersey, Newcastle, Newcastle's playing Aston Villa for the first match they won.
Let's go.
So we'll be keeping an eye out there.
Let's do it. We got a couple of games in La Liga. La Liga is back this weekend, so we got a couple games there. We got Villarreal versus Betis, Valencia versus Sevilla.
In the quarterfinals for the Women's World Cup, you got Spain against Netherlands, Japan against Sweden. Japan, I'm rooting for them this World Cup for them to take it all the way.
Yeah, we got Australia versus France, and we got England versus Colombia. We'll see if our cafeteras can keep this Cinderella story going. England without Lauren James, I think, gives them a little chance, a good chance to move on.
And then in the Leagues Cup, we got the semifinal starting up this Friday as well. We got Queretaro against Philly. Hopefully Queretaro can show face for Liga MX. It's
Los poderosísimos Querétaro. We'll see what they can do.
It's the David against Goliath. And then we got Monterrey against LAFC. Monterrey is expected to go all the way to the final. And this is going to be a big test against LAFC, who are just beat Real Salt Lake 4-0.
Yeah. Inter Miami, we got Messi going up against Charlotte. That's going to be a good one. I think Charlotte's a more complete team, probably the most complete team that he's going to face so far. So we'll see if they can do anything against Messi. We got Nashville against Minnesota.
And then to top it all off, we got the German Super Cup. We got Bayern against Leipzig, which is going to be a good game. And
yeah, so it's always a good one when you fight for a cup, right?
Yeah.
There's a good amount of football this weekend, especially with La Liga and with Premier League coming back. There's going to be no shortage of things to watch. All right, Cesar, bring us on home.
Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials. Yeah, and we also got the Premier League Fantasy League going on, so make sure you keep an eye on all of our socials because we'll definitely be out there roasting each other.
Hell yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, appreciate everyone. Peace.